Hello, friends. Welcome to Akul Mac Business Bunker. Hope you can hear me loud and clear because we had a little bit of a technical issue previous stream, but we restarted again and we are here. So I welcome you all on our stream. This is live stream happening across and all socials, and we can actually send chat messages if you're watching us live from whichever part of the world. And let me also share the link if you want to join our live stream and contribute by suggestions on this subject. Then here is the link which I'm submitting in the chat box. You can click on this link and join during the live event which is happening right now. So this is a weekly event. We get together at 2:30 every Friday. And before we proceed, I just want to give you a little bit information about Akul Mac, which is the company which is backing this event. So we are the social media influencers having nearly 60,000 first degree connections and about 3 million second degree connections. So we basically are the content creator and the influencer. You can actually insert your advertisements in our videos and also insert your logos and banners within our videos. So we also launch your books and your products. We talk about your products. So it's a live channel which is broadcasted every day, having a lot of live streams, and it help you promote your products and offerings in a much better way to a much wider audience. And in terms of viewership, we have a global viewership, and even though we are India based channel, but we have global viewership also on our channel, and we talk about business. We don't talk about anything else. So this is just a brief on what we do, our activities, and you can also subscribe to our channel by just pointing your camera towards this particular QR code using your mobile phone, and you will get hooked on to our channel. So we proceed. I think there is some issue with the network today, so our guests are joining in. So as and when they join, I will bring them in. At the same time, I just want to tell you that this is a B2B, B2C event where people actually introduce themselves, make a pitch, and find what are the opportunity synergies between the group. And while this is going on, the entire event is streamed live on the social media. And if you are watching it, and if you are interested in any of the products and you want to know more, you can actually post a question straight away. You will receive address your query. So as part of our weekly program, we also have a panel discussion. This week is about the what is it of internet services you prefer in 2022 and beyond, and why we have chosen this particular subject, because we feel that internet services are driving the growth and driving the business. So it is important for us to talk about internet services for businesses, for individuals. So we will keep coming back to this particular chart several times, but before we start, let me invite our guest, our first, Siddesh. Siddesh, welcome to Akul Mac Business Bunker. We are not able to see you. Hope you can hear me.
I can hear you, Chandrakant. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you, and you're live, Sitesh. Your picture
Thank
is
you.
not moving.
Somehow my video on my phone is not opening up. It says that there is some issues on my phone or camera on the phone.
All right. So, why don't you introduce yourself, and what is your expectations from people who are watching and also part of the group? So, over to you, Sitesh. You can briefly introduce.
Thank you, CK, for this invite. Well, I am Sitesh Srivastava, and I have traversed around a quarter century almost in this IT industry in India and Asia Pacific and Europe and Africa. And I have seen the growth where it actually exploded from the Y2K times and then moving on towards the mobile side of it, as well as uh, the phenomenal growth in the apps ecosystem, in all these aspects, from the rudimentary applications to the mobile apps today. And I have seen also the spectrum from the sides of the Japan side as well as South African side, and can basically pivot it to see what's happening in the world cannot be put across equally or equally, equidistantly into all the geographies in the IT systems. So here I am, very exciting conversation happening today. Happy to talk to you, all of you who are part of the stream today. Welcome.
Thank you for the introduction, Sitesh, and welcome to the show. So, let us invite our second guest. She's joining us again from India. Her name is Kanchan. Kanchan, welcome to the Business Bunker. Introduce yourself, please.
Well, thanks for the invite, and I am representing Akulmac. We are a consulting company, and along with that, we are also giving a platform to service providers and the product manufacturers to use our platform for branding. So, in a nutshell, we are a robust system and invite anybody who are listening to us to use this platform for to reach to the clients and prospects.
Welcome, Kanchan. Thank you for the introduction. And let us start our group discussion. And before I start, I'll like to display the survey results. And friends, as you know that the panel discussion is based on the survey we conduct for a week over all social media, and we collate all the findings. So whatever survey you're going to see is basically coming directly from the people, and the question was about what type of internet services you prefer in 2022 and beyond. Why we ask this question? Simply because internet is driving the growth. Most of the businesses are now running internet, and the success and failure of any business or any SME depends on the quality of the internet services which are being used. And there are a variety of options available today as we speak. There are three majority options which are fiber optics. 5G wireless is not become available. That is also one of the options which is being looked at. And the next one, which is again emerging in competition to 5G, is the satellite broadband. And as you can see, friends, the most of the people went with 5G wireless, and the second level was with fiber optic, which is tested and tried. And 24% people said that they would like to go in for the satellite broadband. So we will come to each of these options one by one. Before that, let us take input from our esteemed panelists. So, what do you think about the type of internet services which are available in India and globally?
CK and Kanchan, India is where internet today, availability of this has become almost like a commodity. And I can technically or literally say that because of the affordability as well as the connectivity speeds, we don't consume internet. We drink internet. We literally drink. And then when I travel to the rest of the world, especially Africa, I see I have to pay them for a very, very basic net connection. Then I realized that what a wonderful affordability in India about whether it is 3G, whether it's 4G, and now the 5G, which is everyone is eager to adopt. Telecom companies are eager to roll out. So I feel that we are living in this region, especially the India region, abundance of the internet. Now we have become the business of all kinds of these networks because of the apps that are being up and used in India. The user base for all the apps are maximum numbers, maximum number of users are there in India, and that is exciting in terms of the hosting provider, backbone companies, telecom operators, and everybody, the towers, the telecom towers, and the people who operate them. I'm sure they have revenue for the government. But my also thinking goes towards the especially the 5G spectrum. And that I would like to support as we progress in our conversation. From here. Okay.
Yes, I think I agree with you. Only per user is in India. So it is also technically used in the for user is the data is quite low cost in India. So is critical for success in failure of businesses.
I think this is altogether we cannot really do any business. But here, they need internet for some for daily life. I mean, it's a kind of your daily ritual where you need it. Now, when we are talking about business, I think this survey is already fiber optics is already there. We are looking towards the 5G, and many companies like Airtel and Jio, they are already up with their systems to provide this connection, 5G connection. But at the same time, I also admire and look forward to this light connection. We don't want any interruption the way we are talking, the way we are working, utilization of these actions.
I will display the chart once again. So you can actually join the link is given here. If you want to join live in this particular stream, it's absolutely free. You can just click on this link. You will be brought into our stream. You can just type. So let me display the chart once again. And the fiber optics is there in most of the areas, and also to vast extent in the rural areas, and it's a physical cable which has to be laid in order to access the high speed fast broadband services. So as long as you're connected to this cable and you have a very good router which can actually take this massive speed of fiber optics, you are having a very high speed available, and this is uninterrupted because the fiber optic does not run on electricity. It runs on the light waves. So there is very, very reliable. At the same time, fiber optics cable is a very, very low cost cable. It's made of a very poor quality glass, which is only required for transmission of light. So a country like India has figured out how to create a low cost fiber optics networks all across up to the villages, up to the local panchayat, and bring connectivity so that immediately all the people across India can access internet services. So no doubt, 33% of the people in the survey responded that they trust fiber optics. So, and the second one is 5G. Now people have started looking at the future. There are a lot of conversation going on about 5G, and telecom operators have said that they will be launching 5G. So basically, everybody uses mobile. Logical that they are waiting for high-speed network being available in their mobile so that they can access the high-speed network while using mobile. And we will come to that. I think that discussion is very interesting. And the third one is a new kid on the block, that is satellite broadband. We do not have a satellite broadband consumers, a lot of them right now, but there are expensive VSAT satellite phones available already, which is we're talking about, but in a much lower, much rationalized manner. It will be launched by mid-year or maybe later this. So let's go back to our panelists, because I thought explain the differences between these networks. So Sitesh, what's your opinion? What is the type of network you want to basically go in for your own organization, your own company in future?
Well, CK, there's a lot of buzz happening around the satellite broadband and the 5G spectrum. And then there are providers who are, promising a lot of, data packages for the companies, for the banks. My thinking is that we must use, for any corporation or a bank or any other institution, the bandwidth only that is essential to do the daily operations, and utilize the higher spectrum or the higher bandwidth when there is a feasibility study done for it in terms of the applications which are supposed to be implemented, given out to customers, the bandwidth during the prime time or off time, and therefore so that the bandwidth is available for other users in the vicinity or in the region. So when we talk in terms of the heavy usage applications, for example, the Indian Railways IRCTC, which sees probably 1 million reservations or cancellations per hour, they definitely need to go with a much better, much bigger, much robust bandwidth. But probably a hospital system needs only few such connections, and the whole hospital doesn't need to be on that highly glamorized, huge, robust data. Defense systems, again, they need to be separated out from the networks. At the same time, I also want to bring to the discussion about the handsets. The handsets that we use in India today, most of the handsets are in the ranges of 10,000 to 25,000 kind of handsets. This is not a very great hardware to say to be used with a great experiences on the 5G network, or probably not at all on the satellite broadband that is being touted as the next thing. So we also need some better hardware in the user's hands. Otherwise, I think the kind of heavy usage that we see today, the phones getting heated up, the phones catching fire like those EVs in the market.
Yes, Siddesh. So, Kanchan, your views on the type of
I look at it from
internet.
the corporate usage where the bandwidth is essential and must. What do you say, CK and Kanchan?
Yes, over to you.
Well, yeah, well, I really feel that there's no kind of as Sitesh said that there is a difference that somebody is want according to their need base that they look forward for fiber optics, or somebody is looking for 5G. And as I am very much interested to have a satellite connection, as a business professional, I feel that is what I need. But apart of this, if we really talk about the laymen who are using internet, in fact everybody is using internet. And when we talk about these connections, so these connections are not only individually connection which is being provided to check your business emails, or check your files in the vicinity of your office, but there are some search engine which we require on daily basis to do searching. And apart, that is one point. And second point is that all these companies are giving services bundled with the connections. So nobody is actually looking only connection, that yes, I would go for 5G connection without any services. Like they need that daily entertainment, so we also need Netflix, we also need Prime, we also need other educational services which need to be provided with the services. So when we talk about this, and we definitely, there's always a step forward. And when we talk about not only in business but in every walk of life, we always look forward after this what. So when we have this question of what we are getting, so then we want to get progression in our own system, in our own way of thinking. And likewise, internet connection, we also need upgradation. And when that's why we talk about 5G which is coming up, we also talk about satellite. Because if I'm talking about satellites, there is lot of help when we really see the speed. We want instant speed. Now the time has come that people want instant result, and satellite connection really gives an instant result. We have it is said that we can get what we are doing in what connection, or what the speed we are getting in fiber optics is double the speed when we get a connection of satellite broadband. So this is what I feel is essential part of it. And then services, and then again the business people, they require instant result. That's what we all are looking at.
Yes, Kanchan, you said it very nicely, and I think you raised a couple of very important points. So, while fiber optics is tested, tried technology, and 5G is not yet launched, and before the launch of 5G, now we're hearing about satellite broadband. So, from my point of, I would like to just clarify that why satellite broadband is going to win over 5G, simply because the 5G again be like a 4G on your wireless mobile handset. And the you it needs a tower to provide that connectivity. So while 5G gives you mobility, but it is limited to the area where the tower is, or wherever there is a network, wireless network available. And moment you move out that network, like outside your city, then similar to 4G, the signal will drop and you will lose all connectivity. So if you go out on a highway in a car, until and unless you have a satellite telephone with you, you are helpless, you are without any communication, and the mobile phone that you have, whether it is 4G or 5G, is like a dead paperweight. So that is where the satellite broadband will bring a lot of difference, because first of all, you don't have to lay the cables. Second is that satellite, a bunch of satellite will always be there over your head, and so at least 2 to 3 satellites will be there. So you will not have drops also in your network. So maintenance of a particular net will be done effectively by satellite, because there is nothing between. There are no trees, no tall buildings, and no blockades, no line of sight, because it is directly coming from the top, and there is no disturbance over there. And the satellite signals will also not be stopped by your clouds, etc., because they are in a different frequency. So that is why these things are going to revolutionize, because you will get your connectivity wherever you are on the surface of the earth. And then I think it will change a new age, because I think Sitesh was also mentioning about the type of devices people have. So I think once we have the satellite broadband being beamed down on the surface of India, then the next wave of availability on the devices will start, where the satellite receivers today, there is a satellite receiver. That satellite phone cost few thousand, maybe 100,000 rupees, which is quite expensive. And then maintenance of that network is also very expensive. You have to pay the transponder fee. But if you have a satellite broadband beamed down at a very low cost, maybe similar cost that you pay to your fiber today, even lower cost, then it will make sense for everybody to add that mobility. And then there will be a new age of a new type of business, because now you have huge internet bandwidth available, and you are also mobile. So if the business is having mobility as part of their process, then immediately I think they will move on to satellite broadband. And their field officers and everybody will have mobile, small mobile devices, without carrying these VSAT heavy ones, and they will be connected with your ERP or whatever system. Even the news channels will undergo tremendous change, because the media rely on studios. But if you have a satellite broadband, then the concept of studio will go away, because your studio is in the field. Directly, the news will be beamed into your television or your viewing devices directly from the field. So there is no delay in the speed at which you are reporting. So I think all of those changes are going to come. Kanchan, don't you think this is going to become a reality?
Yes, because if you really see, the star access already looking into satellite connections. They are providing few connections in US, so it is a reality, and we look forward, because as you mentioned that there is a connection which will provide you a faster accessibility to whatever you are doing. Now, either you are in business or in a personal space also, we require, our mind has been tuned to get faster information, and that is what the satellite connection broadband really plays a vital role.
Yeah, absolutely. So while 24% people said that they will go for satellite broadband, I presume that this 24% people are the people who are following the development happening in this arena. Uh, so I think knowledge base needs to expand before people start realizing the power of satellite broadband. Um, and then the cost of laying cables, because India is such a big country. In fact, why India? Even anywhere, even US, it's 3 times bigger than uh, India. So to lay cables across everywhere and erect tower is a very expensive exercise. So if you just launched a bunch of satellite, like 10, 15, 20 satellites, you can in today's world, using you know ISRO technology, you can probably launch a bunch of satellites satellite in the one rocket itself, because ISRO has got the technology. They have already launched 104 satellite in one with one rocket. So if you can launch 20 satellite which can cover the entire India, then the drop of network services will not happen, and wherever you go you're always covered, because the satellite is sending the beam directly, and you don't have to lay cables. But I think there is one more thing I want to talk about, and that is the emergence of the new things, metaverse. uh, Facebook is talking about metaverse, immersive experience. You don't want to go to physical showroom, but you can wear a glass and physically virtually visit that showroom and place an order through your e-commerce. So for that kind of bandwidth utilization, you would need at least 2.5 Mbps speed minimum without any drop. Or if you have more, then it is actually better. So I think these are the requirement for the industry, for the new type of business to emerge in medical, in education, and also normal office work. So I think I personally vote for settled broadband, and the latest information that I'm tracking is that the Indian government also want satellite broadband to be introduced in a big way, and hence they have completely removed the license fee of the transponder. Completely, it's not reducing. They've completely removed the license of the transponder. So the cost for satellite broadband operator is reduced significantly. And there was a transponder which the consumer had to pay. For example, if you have a satellite phone, there was a fee of 7,000 flat fee for just obtaining the satellite number, 7,000 rupees per month, or 6.5 to 7,000 rupees per month. That has been removed completely. So there is no additional cost. So now companies like Airtel, Reliance Jio, BSNL, Tata Sky, Starlink, there is a Bangalore-based company called Artemis, and there are more. I think the space is open. So all of these companies will come and establish their satellites overhead on top of you and compete with each other to bring the price down. I think this is very exciting times. Kanchan, your opinion on this?
Yes, it is. I think this is upgradation which with our lives in a better way, because then we can even in businesses also we can take faster decisions. We can reach out to the customers in a faster way, and at the same time, I think Sitesh mentioned the cost of satellite. So over the period of time, if everybody is taking satellite connection, I mean most of the people, not everybody, so the prices can be worked out by the company as they are being worked out now with Geo, and if you see the plan which they offer. So generally people do have apprehension that cost wise it will not be very feasible. But what I really foresee is that over the period of time, this will give boost to businesses. This also that will enable the providers to reduce prices, and especially in India, because if the connections are more, automatically you have a lot of buyers for that connection. And as you mentioned that though players are too many, and even Indian government also looking towards having a satellite broadband in a big way.
Great. So I think I will display the survey result for the last time. We have reached to the end of this panel discussion. So I think the viewers, if they want to send in their comments, this recording will be on all our uh, uh, online channels. They can get connected with us. And next week, friends, don't forget to tune in, because we are talking about the type of businesses that will emerge because of this availability of network. So next week in our Akumnak Business Bunker, that is the type of discussion we are having. We will actually also send you the invite, and you join in. So for today, Kanchan and Sage, thank you so much for joining in. And I just want to say goodbye. Unless you want to add something in the end, Kanchan, over to you.
I just would say or advise listeners that you have to go with the flow, and again, you have to embrace the new happening which is being done in the market, and you raise the new thing which and you adopt actually. So that will make life easier, especially for businesses and the service providers. So though people are very with the old thing which we are using, but there's no harm in trying and using the new thing, and which I feel is satellite broadband is the thing, and we should look forward to avail that services.
Thank you, Kanchan, and thank you, Siddesh, for joining in. And I will catch up with you next week.
Bye.
Until then, bye. And you don't forget to tune in next week in Akul Mac Business Bunker, because we are talking about the possibilities of new type of business which will emerge because of this availability. Today, I'd like to say goodbye, only to catch you again in the next one.